Well, I missed today. You're upset. I feel it. You have every right to be angry. This is the thing you look forward to most every weekday, and I missed today. I don't know what to say. Now, it's because Friday we recorded a podcast episode that ended up taking a really long time. You can check that out. It's available now. Hoppothetically, episode 47. It ended up being way more edgelordy and raunchy than I intended. It's pretty upsetting, actually, but check it out. Zach Russell, he was good on it, very clever. All right, let's get into it. I didn't finish my writing Friday, so I wrote over the weekend and got to the 20, so this is like kind of all weekend. Anyway, I had a line about becoming I've said it before, it seems to upset people, but I think I have enough jokes about being a dad that this would fit, and I could make it about me, but something about, do you become a dad once you've given up on your dreams, or do you give up on your dreams because you've become a dad? Maybe I want to say that in the opposite order. But the little punchline is like, all right, if I can't be somebody, I'll be somebody's dad. Upsetting, not very nice, but I think if I ascribe it to myself and not some random fictional father, it'll be fine. Dumb joke I tried today, it hit, but it might be hacky, about how if I'm a dad, I'm not going to circumcise my kid, but then when, kids inevitably see their dad's penises, and they're like, Dad, why is my penis different than yours? I'll be like, what? Oh my God, what is that? And then I'll throw up, which is nice because it's twofold, fuck with him and I'll get skinnier. The skinnier is a tag I wrote today, that counts as one for today. So I went to a WWE show, fight, whatever, and it was at Madison Square Garden. It was just not what I was expecting at all. I mean, it's professional wrestling. I was expecting it to be crazy. I was expecting it to be like a Trump rally mixed with superheroes. But it really wasn't. Everybody was very respectful and well-mannered and frankly on their phone a lot and like chatting. It was like the professional wrestling was background music at a brewery. It was like James Taylor. Okay, here's another. I am just trying so hard to make this spanking stuff work. I don't know why. I think, because it's not working and I keep getting negative comments on it. My natural comedy instinct is to lean harder into it, which is probably dumb. But that spanking kids, you give them a hardship that they've gone through. It's like a gift. Like everyone agrees you shouldn't hit your kids, but if you're talking to someone and they weren't spanked at all, you're like, fucking pussy. I don't know how to make this line not upsetting, whatever, but the line is either you're spanked as a kid or you're pegged as a man. That's what society teaches. Oh, back to the WWE thing. I'm all over the place. Ronda Rousey joined professional wrestling after failing out of the UFC. I saw her in pro wrestling. She didn't even do her signature move of getting punched in the face a bunch of times. Something about UFC doesn't transfer to WWE. UFC is fighting, WWE is gymnastics and yelling. I don't know. I have kind of a story there that I'll work on maybe. My girlfriend and I were talking about weddings. We have weddings coming up, but it stresses brides out spending a ton of money on the bridesmaids, like their dresses and makeup stuff. If I'm getting married, I want all the bridesmaids to look really ugly. I mean, because they're up there with the bride. I don't want them to look like shit. We'd get them to come in a week early, make them eat. We want a bunch of piggies up there. It's funny how your brain works. You ever, if someone says, hey, don't think of a white elephant, the first thing you think of is your parents fucking? That's a joke. I'm going to try it. I love those ridiculous little Mr. X. I don't know if they're good in like a classical sense, but I just enjoy them so much. Again, I've said this a bunch of times. Mix those in with longer things. I think that's fun. So I wrote some tags about the lying middle schooler. Just he makes them all sound like Tijuana for 6th graders. I'm going to say 8th graders because it's just easier to roll. It rolls off the tongue. 6th. It was hard. I finally went to the mall. It's not a cacophony of kissing middle schoolers. It's just Kohl's. I was like, can I exchange my Kohl's cash for a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon? And they were like, nope, just sweaters. So we go back to the lying kid. We're like, hey, what the hell? And nothing like you said. He's like, yeah, Amazon. E-commerce really fucked it up. Haven't kissed anybody in months. Not inspired. Worth a try. Maybe I'll get some better tags out of it, like the premise of the Amazon thing might be okay. Oh, and the last thing, I tried this tonight. I probably won't keep it, but I did write it, so I'm going to count it. That deer freeze in the headlights, probably because they were just doing something fucked up. You think deer are so graceful and majestic, but they're not. They're nasty. That's why people out in the country hate deer so much, because they know that they're fucked up. I don't know. All right, well, that's been Keep or Cut. Thanks for following. Sorry I missed a day. Check out the new episode of Hoppothetically if you want to just hear really raunchy, just upsetting. It's kind of relentless, honestly, where you're like, Jesus Christ, guys. Just so you know, we know. Oh, and this is I just noticed this. I fucked up the editing. There's one part where we're talking about something in the beginning, and then it just cuts to me and Zach trying to, wiggle our pecs with no context. Zach's just like, I used to be able to do it better. And then it just cuts back to whatever we're talking. It's very embarrassing, but it is in there, and I am not going to change it. So That's been Keeper Cut. I think this was the 8th day after having missed a day. Thanks for watching. Oh, and comment. Check out the episode of the podcast. And we have a Patreon. I put up the second half of the episode is exclusive to the Patreon. So check that out. Thanks.